Hey, welcome back everyone to the Mindful Mindset program, and thank you again for showing up and committing to this program and investing your time and energy into watching these videos and showing up and doing the work. And this video lesson is going to be about the 4 common challenges that most people go through when they first start to meditate. And I'm going to talk about the cause and effect and the challenge, and also what mindset shifts need to happen in order to overcome these challenges. So the first common challenge is itching and discomfort. So this challenge is pretty mild, but it can be very annoying for some, and it can cause you to just move around and not be very present and mindful during your meditation. So that's kind of like the challenge. So the reason why this happens is because of the external stimulus that we have in our lives, right? We're constantly stimulated. And when we shut down our senses, or when we close our eyes and sit in silence, our senses become heightened, meaning that some of the smallest sensations can appear larger than they are. So like even the hair on your skin you can start to feel the hair on your skin, which normally you wouldn't, right? Because you're processing so much information by just having your eyes open. So by sitting in silence, your senses become heightened, and you can start to feel some itching and discomfort. And the challenge here is to really avoid itching and moving around in your meditation, because you're not being very mindful if you're doing so. And the reason, the mindset shift here is that life is full of discomfort, and if we're always giving into it and not allowing ourselves to be uncomfortable, we're going to limit our potential in life, right? We all know that growth happens when we're uncomfortable. Growth happens when, we're experiencing discomfort in our lives, right? Doing something we've never done. So we need to look at this challenge as a way to build discipline to life's greater discomfort, right? So if you have an ability to stay disciplined, stay present, and remain calm, even through the mild discomfort of your meditation, you'll build up some resilience and discipline to life's greater discomfort, right? You'll have a better ability to just kind of flow through and the discomfort in life as you grow or do things that you've never done before. So that's the mindset shift that needs to happen there. Look at the discomfort in your meditation as a way to help you overcome life's greater discomfort. Okay? So that is common challenge number 1. Now, common challenge number 2 is overwhelming thoughts. So this happens because we have an information overload in our lives, right? Social media, work emails, text messages, conversations, ads, marketing, driving. There's just constant information being uploaded in our mind, in our subconscious mind. And then we repress a lot of our thoughts through these distractions like TV, music, social media, news, and just conversations too. Our mind doesn't have time to sometimes bring up the thoughts that need to come up. So this is kind of what I call subconscious purging in the beginning stages of your meditation. And this happens, even to me, like it still happens, but in the beginning stages, if you're someone who's never meditated, it might be overwhelming. But the more you meditate, the less overwhelming it's going to be. So this is what I like to call subconscious purging. And the challenge here is the focus and the urge to stop. So because of the overwhelming and you can't focus, or having a hard time focusing on your meditation and on your breathing, it might give you a sense and an urge to just like stop your meditation and just get up and go do something else. So we need to obviously resist that urge to just get up and stop our meditation and just continue to shift our focus back to our breathing. So again, the mindset shift here is that think of this time as cleaning out unwanted thoughts and making space for more peace and calm in your mind. So this is kind of like the process, and I'm going to talk to you about this in the next video lesson as well. But think about it as basically like purging the thoughts, making room for more peace and calm, right? I mean, so like, again, like what happens is we're so constantly overstimulated with information that when we finally have time to sit in silence, like what happens if you, like, for example, you might have experienced this before, you've had a busy long day, you haven't had time to stop, and then you get home, you eat maybe some food, and you go to bed, and then your mind just won't shut off. It's just going and going and going and going, processing the day, processing what you need to do tomorrow, what happened, what didn't happen, what you did, what you didn't do. All of these thoughts start flooding in your mind. You can't sleep. Well, that's essentially what happens, right? When we don't take the time to rest and stop every day, that's what happens, right? Our subconscious mind gets crammed with information. And then when we sit in silence, it's going to take that time to just send out all the thoughts that haven't had a chance to come up, like your to-do list, maybe taking out the garbage, maybe, you know, your garage appointment you forgot to make, or the doctor appointment you forgot to make, you know, whatever it is. So we need to look at this as cleaning out the trash, right? Purging out the thoughts that need to come out. And if you do that every day, you won't get so much overwhelm throughout your days, because we're not going to be repressing by always stimulating your mind with your phone or TV or conversation or work or whatever it is. So we need to take this time to kind of process the information, let our subconscious mind do its thing, and bring up the thoughts that haven't had a chance to surface. So that's common challenge number 2. Common challenge number 3 is frustration and impatience. So why some people get frustrated and impatient? One can be because of the overwhelming thoughts, right? They have a hard time focusing, so they get frustrated and impatient. Another reason is that we have old patterns and painful memories that might come up. And, you know, the effect here is that it's surfacing unwanted and unpleasant emotions. Right? If we're sitting in meditation, sometimes we can have old memories, old pains, old patterns kind of show up, and that can cause us to feel something that we don't want to feel. And the challenge here is you might have the desire to quit, to stop your meditation, because you don't want to deal with that, you don't want to face that pain, or you don't want to, you know, we as humans we want to avoid pain. It's natural, it's completely natural. But the mindset shift here is to think of this process as clearing out what no longer serves you and that's no longer necessary for you to hold on to. So, you know, and these old patterns and memories that might show up, you know, they show up because we haven't fully processed them and we haven't fully released them. And they're indicators that we have more internal healing to do through forgiveness. This is a big thing that some people can struggle with. If you're looking for peace in your life, you know, it may be related to a deeper underlying cause, some pain that you maybe haven't processed, and some forgiveness work that you need to do. Maybe forgiving yourself for some things that you've done, forgiving others for some things they've done to you, right? Maybe just some painful memories, right? For me, it was, you know, the pain of, you know, insecurities and feeling ashamed for, you know, being judged for smoking cannabis. You know, as a teenager, I got caught, and, you know, I felt my parents, obviously they wanted the best for me, but they, you know, judged me. I felt disappointed. I felt like a disappointment. I felt ashamed, and that followed me until I was able to forgive myself and forgive my parents. So it can be as small as that, right? I mean, you would think that that's not such a big deal. You know, how many kids go through that? And like a lot of kids, right? But for me, it affected me differently, right? So that's kind of, you know, the cause and the effect and the challenge of the frustration and impatience. So, you know, just use this as an indicator that if those types of things come up, it's an indicator that you have some processing to do. And some healing to do with those old patterns. And if you're getting frustrated and impatient because you have a hard time focusing, the only way to do that is to get more focus, is to do this work, right? It's like getting frustrated going to the gym because you can't lift 100 pounds on your, you can't do a 100-pound bench press on your first day, and you're frustrated, so you just quit, right? Well, realistically, you're not going to be able to do that if it's your first day at the gym. So treat your meditation practice like the gym. It's your first day in, so don't get too frustrated if you're having a hard time focusing. It's going to take some time, okay? So that is the third common challenge. The fourth common challenge is boredom and restlessness. So again, we have like unlimited access. The cause here is that we have unlimited access to entertainment and overstimulation, right? So at any given time, we can be stimulated by watching videos on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TV, video games, whatever, right? We're overly entertained. So sitting in silence for 15, 20 minutes may not be the most interesting or exciting part of your day yeah, for your mind anyways, right? So, and the effect here is you might get restless and maybe bored, and that's completely normal. And the challenge here is that you might experience a lack of interest for your meditation and a desire to quit or to not do it, not follow through with your meditation. And the mindset shift here is that, if we always rely on technology for entertainment, and, we'll lose our ability to enjoy real life, right? If the only way that we can entertain ourselves is through TV or video games and not appreciating and enjoying real life, we're going to be basically imprisoned by technology, right? So that's kind of like the mindset shift that needs to happen there. And if we always rely on external sources to solve our problems, like Google, or other people with external validation, we'll never learn how to internalize and find our own solutions and find our own way and find our own truth in life. And that is the mindset shift that needs to happen in order to overcome this boredom and restlessness. Is don't think at it as something that you need to do or that's, a drag because it's not overstimulating. Look at it as a way to grow yourself, to find your truth and become happy and long-term, become happier long-term, and to, rely on yourself and your ideas and your creativity and your desires and your passions and your dreams and your goals and the things that you want to do and the things that you want to become in your life. You're only going to find that inside. You're never going to find it externally. So use this time productively to self-discover, to internalize, to reflect on your life and what you want. So those are the 4 common challenges that new meditators often experience. And remember, patience is essential for any profound change. And if it doesn't challenge you, it's not going to change you. So thanks again for showing up and doing the work and watching these videos. We'll see you in the next video lesson, creating your practice, where we're going to be talking about finally getting into the when, the where, and the how of meditation. You guys can start meditating and creating your practice. And we'll see you in the next video lesson. Peace.